Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 6 starts now.
A Michigan GOP power couple's membership in a new private Facebook group is causing concern due to some of the extremist views expressed there. Sean.
Local 4, we are tracking the vaccine, and tonight we are cutting through all the frustration for you.
The frustration in the click, 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 and the calls.
And one senior is sharing tonight her vaccine strategy and the secret to her success.
Michigan's former governor among those expected to now face charges in the new investigation into the Flint water crisis. Tonight, Flint's former mayor is speaking out about the developments. Good to have you with us tonight at 6. The charges are not yet known, but we've learned the attorneys for several people, including former Governor Snyder, have been informed the charges are coming.
We'll hear from the former mayor of Flint coming up in just a moment. But first, let's get to Mara McDonald to break down what we know so far. Mara, good evening.
Good evening, Kimberly, and I can tell you this. These are grand jury indictments being handed down from a one-man grand jury. Let me show you. Sources confirm that Governor Snyder, his top aide Rich Baird, and the former director of the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services, Nick Lyon, will all face charges, as well as the possibility 4 other officials tied to the administration will as well. As far as the charges against the governor, while no one I've spoken with has seen any charging documentation, it's expected to be a manslaughter charge, which will be an enormously high hill for the prosecution to climb. Back here live, let's remember that prosecutions so far in the Flint water crisis have not met with tremendous success. 14 people were charged earlier in this case. Really, it amounted to not much. Most of them either pled out or saw their charges dismissed, like the former Michigan Department of Health and Human Services Director Nick Lyon, who was charged with involuntary manslaughter. Those charges against him were dropped. What new information has A.G. Nessel and her team come up with? The expectation is the charges are going to drop probably Thursday or Friday. We're live downtown tonight. I'm Mara McDonald. Back to you.
Mara, now, former Flint Mayor Karen Weaver, of course, was front and center throughout the water crisis.
She helped bring it to light and fought for federal and state assistance for the affected families. Tonight, Karen Weaver is speaking about the new developments with our consumer investigator, Hank Winchester.
Karen Weaver says she has been waiting for this day, and it is a big day, she says, for the people of Flint.
I am so excited about this. This is what we have been fussing and fighting for.
Karen Weaver just learning the news. She worked very closely with Governor Snyder during the crisis, but the two often didn't see eye to eye.
There were quite a few battles and clashes behind closed doors, and a lot of times people didn't get to see those, but they certainly happened.
Weaver's reaction when learning former Governor Snyder and others could soon be in court facing charges for their role in the water crisis.
I'm glad. I'm happy. There need to be charges against Snyder. You know, he had the biggest role in this, and you can't say he didn't know what was going on. So I think that's great.
And as this moves forward legally, it's important to remember the people of Flint, many still struggling and many still waiting for their lead pipes to be replaced. I'm Hank Winchester. Help me, Hank.
All right, now to the latest from Washington and the effort to hold accountable those who participated in or instigated the Capitol riot. The U.S. Attorney for Washington, D.C. is looking to press felony charges, including sedition and conspiracy against rioters who had weapons and attacked police and media members. President Trump made his first public appearance today in Texas, insisting that people thought his remarks before the riot were, quote, totally appropriate. He also said the 25th Amendment, which would immediately remove him from office, is no threat to him. Tonight, the House is voting to try to get Vice President Mike Pence to invoke the 25th Amendment and plans to vote on an impeachment resolution tomorrow morning. We've learned Liz Cheney, the third-ranking House Republican, is indicating she will vote for impeachment. We've just learned 6-foot fences will be installed around Michigan's state capitol building this Friday to guard against the possibility of violent protests or rioting. That's happening on the recommendation of state police. Meanwhile, Michigan Attorney General Dana Nessel took to Twitter to talk about Capitol security. In a series of tweets, she said that Michigan's Capitol remains unsafe despite Monday's ban on the open carry of concealed weapons. She said the rule does not impose a mechanism to check to confirm that people carrying a concealed weapon are licensed CPL holders. That means anyone can enter the Capitol with hidden firearms or explosives. She went on to say, quote, given the current state of affairs in Michigan and around the nation, I repeat, the Michigan Capitol is not safe.
A new private Facebook group popped up a few days ago aimed at conservatives in Michigan, and among the first to join were State Rep Maddock and his wife Michonne, who is in line to become co-chair of the state Republican Party. Normally no one would bat an eye over this, but Grant Herms joins us with a look at some of the posts in that group that have some people concerned. Grant.
Devin, some of those posts are pretty troubling. Now, the Maddocks have become prominent supporters of the president over the past few months. Much of that success built around spreading conspiracies about the election and COVID-19.
Representative Matt Maddock and wife Michonne Maddock founded a new Facebook group called Milford Conservatives Matter. The page is filled with conspiracies, far-right memes, and open discussions of martial law and civil war. These screenshots taken before the group went private Tuesday morning. One post with a meme praising the siege on the Capitol, saying they'll sleep well knowing members of Congress were scared for their lives. The poster saying she hopes a big cleanup is coming for Congress. In another post, Representative Maddock told the group he joined Clout Hub, a social media site popular with conservative and far-right groups. Mrs. Maddock in one post writing, Lord, thank you for this, about the page. Michonne Maddock is set to be the co-chair of the state Republican Party, and last week said she helped charter 19 buses to bring Trump supporters to D.C. On Twitter, posting this with a video from inside the crowd of would-be rioters, tweeting the most incredible crowd and sea of people I've ever walked with. Since the attack on the Capitol, calls have been made from Democratic members of the state legislature for Representative Maddock to resign, and there has also been a petition circulating to have him recalled. When asked about Michonne Maddock's candidacy in the wake of the siege, the Michigan GOP did not have a comment, instead directing Local 4 to Maddock's campaign.
Now, since the siege last week, we've been trying to get a hold of Representative Maddock and Michonne Maddock and her campaign, but so far we have not had any luck in getting in touch with them. Back to you.
Yeah. All right, Grant.
Moving now to today's coronavirus numbers and headlines here in Michigan. Today, the state reports 1,994 new cases of the coronavirus over the past 24 hours. Michigan also reports 100 new deaths, including 50 from a review of past vital records. Tomorrow, Detroit will start vaccinations at the TCF Center. While Michigan has moved into a new vaccination phase, Detroit's focus will first be on people 75 years of age and older. Nationally, the federal government is sending out more vaccine doses and urging states to vaccinate those 65 and older. And the CDC says starting January 26th, anyone flying into the U.S. will have to show they've tested negative for COVID. With demand for the COVID vaccine so much higher than current supply, scoring an appointment for the shot can feel like winning some sort of lottery. Sean Lay is live with how one local senior managed to get through and get vaccinated. Sean, good evening.
And she's sharing her story with us tonight. Good evening to you, Kimberly. She's 66 here in Oakland County. She used the computer and her phone. She kept it simple and she kept at it.
I'm 66. He's 81. He wrapped the cradle. That's it.
Jane and Carl Lauder can walk you through how Jane got her COVID-19 vaccine Monday. The first step.
My Beaumont, my chart is my lifeline to medicine.
If you are a Beaumont patient, Jane says the My Beaumont online chart is super simple to schedule the appointment. When she requested hers with Beaumont, she also used Oakland.gov and called St. Joe's to try to make backup appointments. All took time, but were not complicated, she says. Beaumont got back to her immediately. She got her first dose at Beaumont's Southfield Center.
Yesterday, I left here, drove there, parked, went in. It was all up. It was efficient. There were no lines. I mean, there were lines, 5 people, not a lot of lines. Gave me my shot, asked me my questions, made me wait the 15 minutes, and no reaction, and I left.
Over the weekend, husband Carl got his second booster dose.
Saturday was my husband's second appointment. I went with my paperwork and said, can you give it to me today? And they said no.
Nice try.
Carl is Dr. Carl Lauder, a Beaumont doctor. His position had nothing to do with Jane's vaccine success. His inside view, Michigan needs federal dollars to help build vaccine infrastructure.
The states are perfectly competent to develop the programs, but they didn't have the personnel or the money to develop the programs.
And Jane's point to all of us, especially seniors, is if you're comfortable with the computer, go that route, especially if you're a Beaumont patient. And if you're comfortable with the phone, that's available for you too through different outlets providing a vaccine appointment. So you have both covered. And again, guys, she just stuck with it. Back to you.
Yeah, and was successful. She's cute as can be. Okay, Sean, we appreciate it.
Well, we know you still have plenty of questions about the vaccine. We're getting a ton of them, especially as it's being rolled out to more people. Dr. Frank George here now with a few rapid-fire answers to several questions that have been submitted through clickondetroit.com. Frank.
Yeah, Devin, we have received lots of questions, so let's just dive right in and get started. A viewer asks, for the first time in 60 years, I had a negative reaction to the flu shot this past November. Should I be concerned about the COVID vaccination? The answer is no. There's no known relation to how someone reacts to the flu vaccine and the COVID vaccine unless it was an allergic or anaphylactic reaction to one of the ingredients in the shot. Now, another viewer asks, I'm 77 years old and allergic to bee stings. Could I have a reaction to the COVID vaccine shot? The answer is no again. There is no known relationship between allergic reactions to insect stings and the COVID vaccine. Now, those first two questions do bring up an important distinction. The COVID vaccine can produce reactions or side effects in anyone, especially with the second shot in people under 55. Those are different than serious allergic reactions that we're specifically on the lookout for, and the reason we watch everyone for 15 minutes after receiving the vaccine. Now, another viewer asks, if I have COVID-19, how long do I have to wait before getting vaccinated? The answer is, you can get vaccinated as soon as you're clear of any isolation restrictions. Now, given the currently limited availability of vaccine and the likelihood that you would have some immunity for several months, many recently recovered people are delaying their shots. Now finally, a viewer asks, I'm due to get a second shingles shot in mid-February. Any reason that could delay or complicate getting the COVID vaccine? Now the guidelines are somewhat arbitrary at this point because frankly, we just don't have enough long-term information on the new COVID vaccines. It is recommended that the COVID vaccine should be separated from any other vaccine administration by at least 14 days. Back to you.
By the way, good broadcasting test to say second shingles shot a couple of times in a row. All right, Doc. These are just some of the questions, by the way, that many people have been sending us about the vaccine. So tomorrow at 12:30, Dr. Frank George and our health producer, Sarah Mayberry, are going to hold a live discussion on our website at clickondetroit.com. So if you've got a question, log on, ask it. Again, that's tomorrow at 12:30 p.m.
Well, many people have questions still. All right, well, somebody has to keep track of the cold and the lack of sunlight, and that is Ben Bailey. Hi, Ben.
Hi, Kim and Devin. Yeah, we've got a lot of clouds out there. Once we get towards the weekend, things are going to get a lot more active than they will in the next 2 days. We'll show you the warmth before the snow next.
And the latest question from Michiganders who filed for unemployment. Where's that extra money promised in the COVID relief package? Help me, Hank has the answers from the state next.